Okay, so this may freak you out, but chances are there's a sneaky little, let's call it a thief, that could be stealing your best fat loss efforts. And basically it's working in the background, constantly lingering around, waiting for you to drop your guard. And although you may be eating kind of healthy, working out kind of consistently, this thief don't care. It's going to take away all the hard work that you've been doing on your fitness day after day, night after night. But the good news is that you have all the power here to get rid of this thief.
Welcome to the Shred Better Body, Better Life podcast, where we help you live your best life while working on your health and fitness goals. We're here to make your journey fun and inspiring.
What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Better Body, Better Life podcast. I'm your host, Vince Sant, and today in this episode, we're going to be diving deep into a big issue, which is the impact of chronic stress on your body's ability to burn fat. You see, stress just isn't something that just can only have damaging effects on your mental health. It also plays a major factor in how your metabolism functions. And so it can have definite implications for your physical health as well. And so together, we are going to uncover some of the reasons behind stubborn weight loss, and we'll look at the effective strategies that you can use to outsmart your stress. And so if you're ready to both understand and conquer the stress-fat connection, stay tuned. Now, getting into it, do you ever feel like no matter how hard you work out or how clean you eat, the number on the scale just won't go down? Well, if so, you're not alone. But for many, there's like I said, a sneaky thief that's stealing away their progress, and that's stress. Chronic stress can turn your body into a fat storing machine, thanks to this hormone called cortisol. When you're feeling stressed, your body releases cortisol, and this signals your body to conserve energy, which causes your body to store fat instead of burning it for energy. Now, the weird part of this is that this response was actually useful back in the day for our ancestors who needed to survive, right? But now in modern times, our fight or flight situations are nowhere near as dangerous as they were back in the day. We don't have anywhere near the same need to conserve our energy and preserve our body fat stores if we starve for cold winter months. And so this has become a huge roadblock for anybody who has ever tried to lose weight, right? And not only that, but stress also triggers cravings for sugary and fatty foods. And so this is basically our body's attempt to prepare us for those tough times that probably aren't going to come. And so even if you're disciplined, your biology could literally be working against you. And another way of thinking about chronic low-grade stress, if that thief comparison isn't working for you, think of stress like a background app on your phone, right? It's constantly running. It's draining your battery. And so basically chronic stress drains your energy and it damages your metabolism. It slows it down. And so if you find yourself with unexplained weight gain or an inability to lose weight, then stress could be one of the main culprits, if not the main culprit. But how do you know if stress is the thing that's affecting your weight, right? Well, I would say look for symptoms. Look for symptoms like fatigue, for irritability, difficulty sleeping, even a change in appetite. Recognizing these signs is the first step to realizing if your stress levels are up. Now, it's time to, I guess, dive into the heart of the discussion. I'm going to give you 7 stress-busting strategies that not only help chill you out, but they'll also help you to keep your metabolism in check and to therefore lose weight more easily, okay? So first, let's look at mindfulness and meditation as a means of bringing chronic stress under control. Now, I'm not talking about like crossing your legs and humming, okay? I'm not talking about that kind of like deep meditation. I'm talking about focusing on the moment and calming your mind, because the goal is to pull yourself into the present and away from regretting the past, worrying, or feeling anxious about the future. When you train your mind to stay in the present, you are eliminating the main source of stress. And I mean, of course, it's not easy. This is a lifelong practice that does take time to master. But the beauty of mastering anything is that you don't have to be an expert at first. You don't have to be great at it, right? You can start small. Start with maybe 5 minutes of deep breathing or a quiet walk daily, or maybe turn out all the lights when you're in bed and just don't try to sleep. Just sit there and be with yourself and try to clear your brain of all thoughts. Don't be thinking about what you did that day. Don't be thinking of what you did 5 years ago. Don't be thinking about what you got to do tomorrow. Just focus on breathing. This can be a complete game changer in lowering your cortisol levels and helping your body shed unnecessary weight. And it'll also help sleep better. Next up, I want to talk about working out, because obviously working out is super important, but I'm not talking about running marathons unless that's your thing. I mean, you should focus on physical activity that you actually enjoy. I've always, and I will always be, an advocate for strength and resistance training because of its many proven effects on health and fat loss and muscle building and just general well-being, right? But you can also incorporate other stuff into your fitness routine, stuff that you perhaps haven't really thought about before. And that could be, I mean, literally anything, stuff that you just enjoy. If you enjoy dancing, if you enjoy swimming, if you enjoy just running around the park with your kids, throwing a football, throwing a frisbee, whatever it is, it's about moving your body and reducing your stress hormones and lighting up your mood by releasing endorphins. And so when you find something that you actually enjoy doing, you're going to be happier while doing it. And also you're going to be more likely to stick to it long term because you enjoy it. The best exercise plan is the one that you'll do. And so find the one that you'll do and do it. And then third, I want you to prioritize your sleep. So I kind of touched on this with the recommendation to focus on your breathing right before you go to bed, and that definitely helps. But I don't want you to make the mistake of only focusing on the number of hours that you sleep, right? You need to pay close attention to the quality of that sleep, and you need to be proactive about it. I wear a ring that tracks my sleep. You can wear watches that track your sleep. There's apps on your phone that help you loosely track your sleep. And so make sure that you're doing that, but also make sure that you're being mindful of what your environment is. You want to turn your bedroom into essentially a sleep sanctuary. And so an hour before bedtime, make sure that you're removing sources of blue light, laptops, phones, iPads, TVs. You want to also cool down your bedroom's temperature. I generally turn my temperature down to like 65-ish degrees. It gets cold. The colder it is, the better you're going to sleep. And then you also want to make it really, really dark. If your room does not get dark at night, you need to fix that. Darkness is one of the leading indicators of good sleep. And so if you don't have night out or blackout curtains, think about getting some blackout curtains. If you got a really bright clock, maybe throw a t-shirt over it. If you have any lights that are on, turn them off. Darkness is good. And then also make sure that you have a consistent sleep schedule as well. And so this means going to bed at the same time every single night and then waking up in the morning at the same time every single morning. This is going to help you set your circadian rhythm, and it's going to help you fall asleep faster when you are ready to go to sleep. And it's also going to help you sleep better, and it's going to help you wake up easier and in a better mood. All in all, what I'm saying is good sleep can be an absolute superpower when it comes to keeping stress at bay and your metabolism on point. Okay. Now, my fourth piece of advice is to leverage the power of social support. And what I mean by this is take time to be with your friends, to be with people that you enjoy being around, to laugh, have a heart-to-heart with a family member. Or, one of my favorites, hang out with your pet, hang out with your dog, go on a walk with them, give them a hug. It makes me feel better, make you feel better too. And also you can socialize with your pet as well. They're part of the family. And so, and actually literally cuddles with your dog or your pet have been proven to release serotonin and boost other mood boosting hormones. So literally hanging out with your dog or pet or cat or guinea pig, whatever your pet is, can make you happier. And so all of this stuff can basically add to your life on a daily basis. And seeing as cortisol buildup happens with chronic low-grade stress, we can combat it with daily consistent habits that release anti-stress hormones, which is what cuddling with your dog does. Now, my fifth tip for you is a little out of left field, but I think you'll like it. It's to focus on time management. And so this is all about organizing your life to avoid overwhelm, right? So what this means is list out your tasks. List out what your to-do list is and learn to say no without guilt and take regular breaks to breathe and stretch. Throughout the day, one thing that I like to do is I like to put down like a to-do list before I go to bed. That way the next day I'm not thinking about what I have to do, and if it doesn't align with what's on my to-do list, I don't do it. And sometimes obviously it doesn't have to be perfect every single day. You don't have to be super rigid with this schedule of yours, but identifying what your priorities are that day makes it really easy to know what to focus on rather than just killing time. Because if you don't have a plan, you're just going to waste a bunch of time every single day. And a super common mistake that people make is they think that if they introduce structure and routine and discipline with their lives, it will stifle them, right? It's going to overwhelm them. It's going to make life unenjoyable, and it's going to make them even more stressed out. When in reality, the opposite is true. The more organized you are, the more efficient you become at completing your daily to-do list. And it makes you feel better. It makes you happier. And that does the opposite. It gives you more free time. And when all your important stuff is taken care of and you have more time to relax, the result is that you feel much less stressed than before when your time management skills may have been lacking and you were running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Okay. Now I told you out of left field, but honestly, better time management helps you lose weight because you are better at managing your to-dos. And if you have exercise and nutrition included in your to-dos, obviously you're going to get in better shape. All right. So as we wrap up today's discussion on stress and its impact on fat loss, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. We started by understanding that stress isn't just a feeling. It can act like a barrier to losing weight, primarily through the hormone cortisol. It's basically like your body has put up a do not disturb sign for fat burning when stress levels are high. But then we shifted to gears and we talked about stress busting strategies that can actually make a difference. All right, we covered how things like deep breathing or fun exercise or a good night's sleep or healthy social interaction and better time management can help to turn the tables on stress. But keep in mind, like I said, I kind of hinted at this earlier, it's not about perfection. It's not about doing everything perfectly every single day. It's about small steps, small wins, and consistency. But if you might be thinking, okay, that's great, but where do I begin? If that's the case, that's where a V-Shred certified coach can help you out. They can help create diet and workout routines that essentially work like a stress management plan because it's designed to fit your lifestyle and you have somebody to go to. So if you're feeling stuck or you feel like stress is taking its toll on your weight loss, consider reaching out to us. And all the details on how to work with one of our coaches is in the description below or wherever the description is. We're excited to help you and we know we can help you. But so that's all for today's episode. We are excited to bring you more insights and practical tips on the next episode. But until then, keep fighting that good fight against stress. And remember, every step you take towards stress management is a step towards a healthier and happier you.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of V-Shred's Better Body, Better Life podcast. Whether you're doing one of our programs, taking our supplements, or just doing things on your own, tune in every week for exclusive content with Vince, V-Shred trainers, and special guests as they share valuable tips around motivation, workouts, food, and living a healthier lifestyle. See you next time.